Evening, everybody. It is 5:46 on this monumental day, and this is your closing comment. It is video number 1797, and what a remarkable day it was. Um, Dow up 428, 1.26, a close tie between the NASDAQ up 209.50 or 1.54%, and the transports up 226.93 or 1.55 up. So the transports beat it by 1/100th. The S&P was up 53.25. That was 1.22, and the Russell was up 1580 or 0.81. That's lagging here, and frankly, it was a leader last week and the week before. What's interesting to me is that even with the market up so well and the advanced declines 3-1 on the NYSE and 2-1 on the NASDAQ, the VIX 1450 up 62 cents. So that's kind of unusual. Chart on the screen is the crude, and I want to point something out here. We have not closed below $70 since this decline back here ahead of the Saudi announcement on that weekend where we gapped up about $5. We have not closed below 70 since March the 20th of this year. Doesn't matter how far under we go or how far over we go, $70 is a magnet, and I've been pointing it out. If you want to look at it that way, you can go all the way back. You can go all the way back to 2021, and you only have two closes under $70 in a period of November of 21 through March of this year. Very strong. I have a subscriber and friend who calls this the beach ball effect. You can push it down and hold it underwater, but as soon as you let it go, up it comes. And that's pretty much what we've had here. Also coincident with the 200-week MA. Most of the move in futures in general were to the upside. China coming out and saying things are slow and having poor numbers, and they're going to stimulate. So what do we have? All the grains substantially higher. We're in the wheat. It was up 31 cents, which is a huge, huge move. That's over 3% in a day. Corn up, soybeans up, all the soybean products up, oats up, oil up, nat gas 253.3 up about 20 cents on the day. We haven't had a 20-cent up day in this in quite a while. The gold solidly lower this morning at 1936. That was 33 lower than where it closed, up $1.80. We had the silver, which closed down 16 cents, but it had been down as much as 70 cents. Copper up, the industrial metal, platinum up, cattle up, hogs up, all of these things that are so heavily inflation oriented, higher. Cotton slightly lower, down a half a buck, but coffee, cocoa, sugar, all up. Lumber up. I'm not really concerned about the lumber. As you well know, we had the dollar down. We had Bitcoin down 430. It was 600 lower than that. Ethereum down 63. pretty ugly, but it was down 40 more than that. And we have the bonds up 3/4 of a point. In stocks, we had Cava, which was a new issue. It was supposed to be priced initially between 17 and 22, actually priced at 17 and 19. It priced last night at 22. It opened at 42, got up as high as 47.21. Last is, let's see, last is 44.51, up 22.51 or 102%. Nice. Um, Kroger, not great. Kind of a miss. Closed 47.21. Got down this morning to 43.56. Came back up to 45.80, which was pretty much the high of the day, but still down 3% or $1.41. Adobe, great numbers after the close, a beat top and bottom line, good guidance. The stock had closed at 490.91, immediately traded up to 516.91. Last on that is 511.70, and that's up 32.17 or 6.58. So, and under the heading of who really gives a crap, Virgin Galactic is returning to commercial flights sometime between the 27th and 30th of this month. Remember, these are not flights into space. This is that, you know, we're going to take you up to the quote edge of space. It's only going to cost you $250,000 for that, 16-minute trip. Really means nothing. Remember that this was one of the first SPAC deals for Cava Polyapatia, and so it was a $10 deal that, with all the hoopla, got to 62.80, then came all the way back down to $2.98. Closed today 406. That was down 44 cents. And since that announcement came out, it got up to 650. Last is $5.65, up 1.25 or 28%. And as I said, kinda, who cares? Okay, the big movers today were the smaller names, and there was a lot of catch up. Um, Nvidia was lower. Some of those big names, though, continued higher. Um, we clearly broke the back of Nvidia after a bunch of up days, down 278 today. Intel up 29 cents, no big deal there. The rest of the big names, let's see, we had Tesla also down about $3. We had CMG, Chipotle down about 10. All in all, it was still a pretty decent day. I think we have a new all-time high on Apple at 186.52. But in general, it was the smaller names. So uh, tomorrow, the only economic number that we have is the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment for June. Briefing consensus is 60.2. Last month was 59.2, and that comes at 10 o'clock. And that nat gas, today we had an inventory build of 84 billion cubic feet versus last week's build of 104. Philly Fed was a miss. Empire Manufacturing was up 6.6 versus down 16. Consensus consensus and down 31.8 from last month. Claims were unchanged at 262 because of a revision from 261 to 262. Continuing claims was up 20,000 to 1,775,000. Okay, folks, we'll be back in the morning.